beyond them, or like they're past their spring break years, we're going to create our own spring breaks. Our own spring breaks where we get to have fun, live free, have a wonderful time. For some of you who are already familiar with me and this YouTube channel, you know it's going to mean house sitting, okay? You know what this means. This is a conversation where I am going to do my best to convince you to start house sitting, because house sitting gives you free accommodation almost anywhere in the world. And I love that combination. Free accommodation, travel, black women, my favorite things, okay? So if you are new here, though, right? If you are new here, I guess I should introduce myself and explain why I'm sweating and so late, okay? I'm Stephanie. I'm a house sitter. I'm the creator of House Sitter School. I'm the co-creator of Exodus Summit, and I help Black women take sabbaticals or career breaks. I help Black women bop around the world as a nomad. I help Black women move abroad, all while embracing ease. If any of these things sound good to you, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please hit the subscribe button. I'll wait. Thank you. And then turn on notifications, ring the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video or when I go live. Welcome. Welcome. So I was just, all I've been doing today is waiting for it to be time to do my live stream. I haven't done too much of anything at all. I'm in Mauritius. I'm on an island in the Indian Ocean, east of Madagascar. And I haven't done anything all day today. And then, like 10 minutes before it was time to go live, I'm like, oh, I guess I should like do things to my face and my hair. And that made me break out a sweat. So I don't have a good reason why I'm sweating, except that I got out of the shower, threw on some makeup, and just broke out into a sweat. But the air conditioner is now on. I didn't have any air on. I had the house closed up with no air. That was a big mistake. Now I have the air on, so the sweating should stop shortly. Bear with me, okay? Bear with me. Who's here with me? Speaking of bear with me, the rules are you have to say good morning. I guess there's one rule. You have to say good morning. Hey, Coach Donna J. Hello, Dee. Hello, Sabbatical Life, who is Teresa. Hello, 40-something Fire. Hello, Teresa, a different Teresa. Hello, Tuesday, Van Story. Hey, Tina Childs. Hey, Michelle Moorebell. Hey, Erica. Hey, KD. Hey, Navis. Hi. Welcome. Hello, Chanel. Hello, Nisha. Hello, Shannon. Hello, I'm a spirit artist, and Geraldine. Hello, D. Watts. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Kyle Thea. Hello, Kemi. Hi, guys. Jatin Muso. Hey, Shonda. Hi, friends. Let's see where my mom is. Hi, Connie Perry. I talked to my mom just yesterday. Oh, she hasn't said good morning yet. I talked to her just yesterday. Okay, let me drink some water and get this sweating under control. And then we'll just talk about how to create a time this spring, which you will call spring break, I hope, where you can do whatever you want, right? Whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do during this time, as long as it's not focused on my job, right? Doesn't Just because I talk about career breaks and taking a year where you don't work doesn't mean that that's the only way that we take breaks from working. And we can create our own spring break, even if it's going to be 3 days or 4 days or 2 days, a weekend, okay? All right, let me get some water. I slurped that. You may recognize my robe, my kimono. I'm thinking about making an Instagram for this robe. In the video where I interviewed Katrina and Francis about being traveling friends, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Friends video, we decided that we were going to pass this kimono around. So I have it right now in Mauritius, and I'm thinking about making an Instagram for the robe. Because I already have pictures of Katrina wearing it. It's hers, it's Katrina's. I already have a few pictures of Katrina wearing it. So I came up with a couple of names. Let's see if I can find that really quickly. I thought about calling the Instagram I Robe the World. Like I roam the world, but I robe the world. Is that interesting at all? Is that a good name for an Instagram about a robe that gets passed around? I also thought about something about kimono. They call it a kimono, right? Katrina, when she said it, she said something about the kimono. I said robe, and she said kimono. So I thought about kimono, sentient, sentient kimono, or something like that. Tell me what you think, okay? The traveling kimono. Okay, I'm about to make an Instagram for it. Okay, I'm gonna do it, so that we can share its thoughts on on life and travel. I'm a person with a whole lot to do, really behind on pretty much every project I have, and all I can do is think about dumb stuff to start. All I can think about is what dumb stuff I can start that would occupy me and waste the time that I'm supposed to be doing the other more serious stuff. The traveling kimono. A lot of things are taken. You know, Instagram. It's hard to get an Instagram name. You know, it's hard to get a pretty short Instagram name. I think when I looked, I think the traveling kimono was already taken. I think it was there. I had a few ideas that didn't work at all. Kimono travels the world. Okay, kimono on the go. I wonder if that's available. Okay, we're going to get into spring break things very right now. Okay, I just needed a second to stop sweating. And kimono on the go. I'm going to check that real quick. Uh, okay, come on, air conditioning. Add account, create new account, kimono, Mono, on the go. Kimono on the go. Next. Okay, continue, continue. Okay, okay, I claim kimono on the go. Because it's short enough. The other words are short enough. And yeah, okay. I think I just took kimono on the go off the market. If we decide on something totally different, then that's what it was. We just had a different idea. But for now, we'll call it kimono on the go. Thank you, Shannon Campbell. Thank you, Shannon. All right, yeah, I'm thinking about so I'm going to go ahead and make a little Instagram for the kimono, try to tell a little bit of its backstory. Hopefully Katrina can fill some of that in. And then talk about its life in Mauritius in my closet. Mostly what the kimono is going to have to say is, I haven't been anywhere. She took me out of the suitcase, put me in the closet, and then closed the closet door. And that's all I've seen of Mauritius. This is the first time she's been out in the world. Okay, okay. So let's talk about this. So I'm traveling around Southern Africa, slow, like really around, meaning three locations in Southern Africa between February and March. April, I get on a flight and head to Bermuda. And then Rashida and I and our moms take a cruise from Bermuda to Portugal. My mom and I are flying from Portugal to Paris and then to, this is a new update, maybe Provence, maybe Lyon. Anyone who's been to both, share what you would recommend between Provence and Lyon. I think my mom would prefer Provence. It reminds me, I think she likes lavender. Right? I think she'd like Provence because she likes lavender. That's it, okay? And so I am living out, taking spring breaks of my own, right? I'm living this out. I've been a full-time traveler since 2015. I quit my job to travel and I left Delaware September of 2015, and I've traveled full-time since then. During the pandemic, I was home in Delaware with my parents. Most of 2020. I still did a couple of house sits during the pandemic. I house sat July of 2020 in New Orleans and I believe December in Mexico. What I'm saying is, I've been on the go. I've been a full-time traveler for that amount of time. I think that some of the talk about moving abroad for Black women should be about traveling full-time, okay? I also think that this is a good time of the year to do some of it. March, April, May, before the summertime prices hit, right? Before all the other travelers are out doing things, before the crowds show up. I think it's a good time to create your own spring break. Okay? So if you'll share with me, anybody have a spring break that they remember that they really enjoyed as a child or a young person? When I was in college, I went to a lot of colleges, okay? I went to many colleges for many years. But one of the colleges that I attended was Delaware State University, which is an historically black university. I went to Delaware State University, and my friend Tawana and I drove from Delaware to Alabama. We passed through Atlanta, stopped by Freaknik, and then drove to Alabama to see her mom. And that was one of my favorite spring breaks. I love road trips. I love little one-on-one time with friends. I don't need a big crowd of people. I like a little one-on-one time. We solidified or cemented our friendship that year. This was my sophomore year, maybe junior year, probably sophomore year. I think it was probably my first year at Delaware State. And it was a lovely spring break. We stopped by Atlanta. My best friend Sybil at the time was at Spelman. We both went to Spelman together. She stayed. I left. She was at Spelman. We stopped by, hollered at her. Saw some other people. I think saw some other people. Stopped by Enterprise, Alabama. Saw some friends of Tawana's, and then went to the small town, which I don't remember, and stayed with her mom for a while, not too far from Enterprise. And that was a really cool spring break. We invited our third friend. Her parents, she couldn't go and her parents wouldn't let her go. She didn't have any of her own money. I had a job. Tawana had money. Tawana just, Tawana had money. Tawana had family members who would just give her money as a young person. So she had money. I had money because I had a job. Our third friend didn't have any money and didn't have a job, so she couldn't go. And she was jelly. I mean, jealous, jealous. I don't remember much of the drive, so I'm not sure. So I'm 49, and I would have been 19. So that's 30 years ago? 30 years ago was my favorite spring break. I don't remember, honestly, I don't remember if we drove to Atlanta or flew to Atlanta, but I know we drove from Atlanta to Alabama. Um, and it was just a fun way to connect with a new friend because we had just met. I started that school year at Delaware State University. So we met like the very first week of classes, and this was spring break, right? So I got to solidify a friendship, got to check in on my bestie, got to see a part of the world that I'd never been to before. I had never been to, or maybe I had been to Alabama, actually. I had been to Alabama once. But got to go to a new part of Alabama and got to do a road trip, got to do something that I really love. I love a road trip. That was a really fun spring break. I've done other spring breaks. I've done more traditional spring break time things, but that was the most like memorable. Anybody have a good spring break story you want to share? Joyful One says, one of my favorite spring break memories was in 2022. I visited Tenerife with my aunt. Is that one of the Canary Islands or am I confused? With my aunt, uncle, cousins. It was very relaxing and enjoyable. My first trip to the Canary Islands. Yes. Wonderful. That was recent. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. All right. Kemi never went on spring break, was always too broke. I had a job sophomore year. I started working, and so I kept a job in college, and it was mostly so I could take trips, right? Mostly for trips because I lived in. My dad didn't charge me rent, so it was mostly for that. Mostly for that. Melissa says I also love a road trip. Hey, Mildred, are you from Delaware? Hello, neighbor. I am questionnaire says it was the Thelma and Louise vibe. It was fun. It was fun. We got into some shenanigans. It was a really fun week. Shauna says, I remember spring break in Panama City and Daytona Beach. You did official spring break stuff. That's official, official. Jazzy D saying the best time to go to Provence is June and July. We're going to be there early May, but I think the something else is blooming early May. What blooms in Provence in May? There's something red. What's the red flower? I did look it up. I did know that we're going to be a little too early for the lavender to be in bloom, but there'll be some wildflower. There'll be some red stuff in bloom. Poppies, maybe, or something. Something. Okay, so thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to be a little too early for the real lavender blooming, but I think she'll still like Provence better than Lyon. She's into that kind of stuff. She would want a more nature focused time. Really, all my mom and I really need is a really nice view. Seriously, a beautiful view from our place, maybe a spa. She's become a spa girl lately. She's become a massage girl recently. And I think in Provence we can find a beautiful, well, in Provence or Lyon, we could find a beautiful hotel with that. But I think in Provence we can find a better view. I think. Okay. Okay. All right. But okay. So spring break. So let's talk about. It's not the peonies, which is my favorite flower. I have a peony tattooed on me. It's not the peonies. It's the red. And they might be poppies. There's something red. I mean, I'm not saying peonies aren't blooming, but what I was thinking of, what I saw pictures of was something red, reddish orangish, which I think might have been some poppy fields. Evie Scott. Hi, Evie. My favorite spring break was 2006, my senior year of college. Friends from junior high and high school met up in Atlantic City. All we could afford, slept forward to a hotel room, but had the best time. Yes. All right, good, good. Yeah, okay. Thank y'all friends for sharing your favorite spring break things. So I think more, it's Latasha. Hey Latasha, my favorite spring break was in Toronto with my family. It was all of our first times leaving the country, so now Toronto is my favorite city. Good, good. Toronto's a good choice. Good choice for a favorite city, right? It's clean. Any kind of food you want, you can get in Toronto. I had the best buffalo wings in my whole life in Toronto, okay? Transform her. My junior year, spring break in Savannah, Georgia. During St. Patrick's Week, my friend and I definitely got drunk, but had so much fun. Good. Navis, I remember flying to Kansas to go outlet shopping with my best friend and my cousin. Wow. Y'all were on a mission, okay? That's when they had friends fly free. Can't remember the airline. We got boots and coach purses. All right. Y'all were on a mission, right? You didn't just go to an outlet, you flew to an outlet. Yoga Bliss dance. I never did spring break. It wasn't a thing in my part of New York, or I was too poor and it wasn't on my radar. Let's think about, so what I would like us to do is plan out a good spring break for ourselves that we can do now. That can be the spring break of your dreams, right? It could be a spring break that you want to recreate. It could be a spring break you never had. Everything is made up, so we can make this up. Let's make up a spring break of your dreams. If I were to call my mom and me going from Lisbon to Paris to Provence, our spring break, then that's our spring break. Okay, it's the month of Connie, actually, because her birthday is in April. So April is the month of Connie. So she actually calls it the month of Connie. But for your purposes, because your name is not Connie, you can call it spring break or you can call it whatever you want to call it. But I'd like for us to just come up with something that we can do this spring, right? Before the end of the spring, before summer is officially here. Something that we can do that would make us feel good, right? If the favorite spring breaks that we've seen here have centered on doing things that we enjoyed with people we like to spend time with in places we really enjoyed being in, then we can make our own spring break. So can we come up with, Donna says 5 days in Orlando. Can we come up with a spring break plan and actually like put it on our calendars and actually do it? Hey, Rashida, welcome back to Mexico City. You're back on Mexico time. Yes, Simi says this year spring break is early in many places because Easter is March 31st. Y'all know that? I don't know what happened. Years ago on the Tom Joyner morning show, they had a segment called How Do It Know? Anybody remember that? How do it know? And they would just be like, how do whatever know? And one of the women was like, how do Easter know when to come? And I've never been able to forget that because how do Easter know when to come? This year, Easter is March 31st. Yeah, but your spring break can be whenever, right? You decide. As long as it's in the spring, before the summer, it's a spring break, I think. And then if it's after that, it's a summer vacation, right? Everything is made up. Everything is made up. So Mara says she's never had an amazing spring break. Let's make one. It can be a weekend. It can be in your own city. But let's make up a spring break, please. Can we do that? Where you do something you enjoy doing in a place you enjoy being with people you enjoy spending time with, and yourself counts. Yourself counts as people you enjoy spending time with. Allison Pierce. So I'm going to keep reading the spring break. So in case somebody wants some more ideas. Allison Pierce. Hi, Allison. Junior year, I went to Miami. We drove from DC to Florida. Had 8 in a room. Yes, that sounds like it. 2 people slept in the car. No. It was so fun. Would never do it again, though. That's right. One time we came up from Delaware State University. We only went to Philadelphia. We made a reservation in the hotel that bakes the cookies. We made a reservation, and when I called and made the hotel reservation. She quoted us the price, and I said, "Is this for the entire, whatever it was, 4 days?" She said yes, but she meant that was the per night price for the 4 days. So we get there and we don't have enough money. So everybody's pulling out cash. It had to be 6 of us in that room. Pulling out, how much change do you have? How much cash? We couldn't pay for our room. We did end up paying for it. I'm guessing some credit cards got pulled out. Uh, yeah, and we were only in Philadelphia. We could have just turned around and gone home. A spa retreat. Okay, so Veronica's coming up with some ideas. A spa retreat. Oh, braids like Brandy. My spring break is in April and I'm going to Iceland. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. I hope you get to see the Northern Lights. I hope I can put that out there. We passed through Iceland. My mom and I, flying back home from our little month of Connie, we passed through Iceland too, the very last day, I think, or maybe May 1st, April 30th or May 1st, we passed through Iceland for one night, and I'm really, really hoping we get to see some Northern Lights. Okay? So how do we start? Okay, good. Spy retreat. Okay, y'all are in on it. So how do we start planning our spring break? I think most of us will start this by looking at a calendar and finding 2 or 3 or 4 days. I think the first thing most of us will need to do is find the days. Anybody going to pull out their calendar now and say, this is when I'm going to take my spring break, even if you don't know yet what you're going to do? You know, I love to see you put stuff on a calendar, okay? Anybody want to pull out their calendar and find some days before June 21st? That's the deadline. I think that's an appropriate deadline, right? June 21st is the beginning of summer. Am I making that up? June, is that I'm gonna Google it. Somewhere it says the 20th, 21st, or 22nd, okay? So anybody want to find a date on their calendar and block that off as spring break? Devon Newsom, hi. My spring break is in April to Panama for a relocation tour. Oh, good. With Charlotte? Is that with Charlotte Van Horn? That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Rashida just talked to Charlotte Van Horn on her channel. Her relocation tours get rave reviews. Charlotte Van Horn is Black Expats in Panama. I'm pretty sure is what it's called. But if you go to Rashida Dow's channel, you'll see the video. It's very recent. Very recent. Okay. Good, good. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you love Panama. Report back. Okay, report back. Tell us how you loved it. Spring break is right now. Warm Beach this week. Okay, the classy hacker. Okay, girl. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Jazzy D, I live in Chicago. A few years ago, we rented a house near Oprah's Indiana home. It felt like the south of France. Oh, short, inexpensive trip. Oh. Do you want to share with your Chicago sister the name of the town? That's cool. Yeah, and if you want to share the name of the town, some people, because a lot of the women in this community, no matter how hard I try, still live in Chicago. No matter how hard I try, they still are in Chicago during the winter and spring. Yes, I hope you do see the Northern Lights. Thank you. Braids like Brandy. Thank you. What question did I ask you? Dates. Anybody? Did anybody want to put some dates? Okay. Rashida's spring break is March 29th through May 6th, and she means it. Okay. She means it. All right. Okay. And Debbie C. Is this Debbie Cotton? I recommend Provence over Lyon. Okay, thank you. I think that's what we'll do. We just talked about it yesterday. I think that's what we'll do. Valinda, March 23rd through the 25th, maybe Florida. Thank you, Valinda, for putting some dates on the calendar. I'm the kind of person where nothing's going to happen until it's on the calendar. So I would like to see some of you put something on the calendar, even if it's just some question marks, right? But this is a time when no one else is entitled to my time and attention, except for the people that I'm going on spring break with, if that's what you want. May, T. Burnett, May in West Palm Beach, Florida. Good. One of my favorite Airbnbs ever was in West Palm Beach. And so because spend a lot of time in Costa Rica, I have to pass through Miami a lot to go other places. And when I passed through Miami the last time, I was like, how ridiculous would it be for me to stay in that Airbnb for one night because I had an overnight layover? And I was like, it's ridiculous because it's not like it's 15 minutes away. I would have to rent a car because it was too expensive to Uber, and then I'm only going to be there to sleep and wake up the next day. So, but I had a wonderful Airbnb in West Palm Beach. It was just a little Spanish colonial house, but I love those. I love those. Shannon Campbell, mini spring break next weekend, 3-day jazz fest in Phoenix. Good. Okay. So the thing that you love to do, I love to see us planning something around that, right? Find something that is connected to or a way that we can do the thing that we love to do. For me, a road trip is a thing of its own. Road trip is good enough. I don't even need to be going to anywhere in particular. I just enjoy road trips. That's not everybody, but some people. Maybe your thing is music. Maybe it's running. Maybe there's a race, a 5K somewhere. Maybe it's a makeup convention. Maybe it's something, right? Something that you enjoy doing that is not work related, right? Maybe it's just watching the ocean, right? Or being in the mountains watching the mists roll in and out. But finding time and a way to do the thing that you love to do. Okay, spring break, see me, March 26th through April 1st in Antigua, Guatemala. This is a place that looks beautiful. There's like that big volcano, and a lot of the accommodation there gives you a view of that volcano on the lake. Beautiful, beautiful place. Enjoy. Oh, Charlesetta's doing spring break in May. Okay, good. And Winnie B, mine started March 11th through 25th. So Winnie B is in Paris? You're in France in school? I think I sent you a message on Facebook. I'd love to talk to you on my channel about that. I sent you a message a while ago. No, did I send you a message or I just commented somewhere or something? I'd love to catch up. How's it going? Do you want to give us a quick update on where you are? I think you're in France, but I'm not sure. Where you are and what you're doing and how you like it? Thank you. That was a lot of requests. Thank you. Anita is the global granny, March 9th through April 10th, Vietnam, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and Milan. All right. QM spring breaking Myrtle Beach this year. Do you know when that is? Do you want to share your dates? Oh, Navis is working on a cruise with female coworkers, not forgetting to use the floating holidays. Good, good, good. Okay, Jazzy D says the farm is in LaPorte County, Indiana. So does that mean if we find a nice Airbnb in LaPorte County, we are going to have some beautiful surroundings? Is that how that works? Black Women Build Wealth. Hello, Samira. March 28th to April 12th, Mazatlan and La Paz, Mexico. Good, good. Okay, good. Okay, I like this. I like this. Anybody not finding time on their calendar for their spring break, whether their spring break is home or away, your spring break can be right in your backyard. I promise you, okay? It can be right in your backyard doing some things that you crocheting, doing things that you enjoy doing. Kemi says, I really got her thinking about a grown-up spring break. I hope so. I hope so. I mean it. I mean it. We don't only plan for the big things. We don't only plan for like the big career break, the big early retirement, the big I quit my job. We need to have small breaks. Small breaks, large breaks, medium breaks, extra large, supersized breaks, permanent breaks, temporary breaks. We need breaks. Okay, my mom, who is a Googler, okay, she will Google some stuff. My mom says Provence seems perfect, lots of color. Thank you all for the suggestions. So thank you all for the suggestions from Connie Perry. We're going to spend part of the month of Connie in Provence. Okay, thank you. Decided. Decided. Oh, Seville, Spain. Oh, okay. But Winnie B was supposed to be in Sevilla in Spain, but had to pivot. I'm in Chicago visiting my grandkids. Okay, good. Enjoy, enjoy. Does that mean you were in Chicago in the wintertime? You're a person I need to add to the list. We're trying to decrease the number of Black women who spend their winters in Chicago, not increase, Winnie. But thank you for the update. Thank you very much for that update. So yeah, so Adelia, hi Adelia. Adelia's Picky Girl Travels the World. She's asking Samira if Samira is going to Mexico specifically for the eclipse, which happens April, I think April 6th, right? That part of the world, North America and Central America and South America get a good view of the eclipse this year, which I just read about. Anybody, that's a way that you go for things that you're interested in, right? Some of you are interested in stuff, the sun. It's not called astronomy. Is that also astronomy? If you like are into the sun and eclipses and comets, is that also astronomy? Anyway, some of you are into that, whatever it's called, right? And that is the way that you can build it in. Delaware, I saw an article that said Delaware is going to get a great view of the eclipse, right? You ain't got to go far. You might not have to go anywhere, but you may be able to build. I think the eclipse is April 6th. You may be able to build yourself a spring break just around being able to view this eclipse if you're into it. Eclipse 2024. I'm in Mauritius right now, and I tried to look it up, and it won't be like super visible here. April 8th, but I won't be here then, so it doesn't matter. April 8th, but I don't know if I would notice. April 8th, right? So you could make yourself an eclipse 3-day weekend if you wanted to, right? Three-day weekend could be spring break, and it could be going to a place where you can get a view of the eclipse. And that, like I said, that might be your own backyard. Drea Lee says, my spring break will be on a beach in my backyard. Had a lot of surprises come up. So after these things are done breaking, yeah, after these things are done, I think you're breaking. Yeah, take a break. You don't need to, it doesn't need to be a whole lot of time. It doesn't need to be a whole lot of money. And it doesn't need to be a whole lot of to-do production. It can just be, these days, don't bother me. I'm on spring break. Like, seriously. I hope we're putting some things on our calendar. Carmen Pace, question, do you have to be at the house all day for a house sit? Can you work during the day while house sitting? Thank you for asking this question, Carmen. So let's talk about house sitting as a way to spring break, right? House sitting as a way for you to take a grown-up spring break. House sitting is staying in people's homes and taking care of their homes and usually their pets while they're away. That's house sitting. There are people get house sits just from word of mouth and from friends and referrals. I get house sits through a platform called Trusted House Sitters. I get my house sits through a platform called Trusted House Sitters. I pay an annual membership, and I can apply for all the house sits I want during that year for that one flat membership price, okay? Every house sit that you apply for has a posting They tell you where it is, when it is, who you're taking care of. Are you taking care of 5 dogs and 6 cats? I don't apply for those. Is it 1 cat, 1 dog, 2 cats, 2 dogs, a dog and a cat, something, right? Um, and what do they expect from the house sitter? All house sits are a little different, but most of them are the same. Okay? They're all different, but they're all mostly the same. Most house sits don't expect you to be in the house all day, right? Especially in interesting cities, especially in a place that's interesting or beautiful or cool or whatever. They know you want to see that place. They know you're there to see that place. So they'll usually explain what the actual work is for that house sit, right? We want you to feed the dogs. The dogs eat twice a day, and we want you to walk the dogs twice a day, and we want the dog to be able to go out for a potty break, in between, right? Um, you're free as long as you do what the house sitting posting tells you to do. Your time is your time. Very rarely, now you do see them because some people are like that. You do see house sits where the requirements are just too much. And you're like, I wouldn't want to do that. Well, you know what? You don't apply for those house sits. Pass them by. I've done house sits where I've actually cooked the pets' food because a lot of pets today don't eat that bagged dog food. Okay, they don't eat that. They don't eat the canned cat food. You cook for these pets today. Pets today eat better than me. I've done house sits where my job was to cook the pet's food. I've done that, no problem. But I've also turned down house sits that seem like they want too much. In the UK, some of those manor houses also expect you to do some gardening. Some, not all, some. Sometimes you see a beautiful property in the UK, right? You like, oh, I'm the lady of the manor, okay? I'm doing this, I'm sitting back. I'm the lady of the manor, okay? But then they'll be like, and light gardening. Not me, okay? The lady of the manor does not garden. I don't think. I don't think she does. But you decide on which house sits you want to apply for. If you're unsure of what they are expecting from you, you ask some questions. These are humans. They're actual people. House sitting clients are actual people. You ask them questions until you are sure that you both want each other. And then you confirm each other. The client and the house sitter confirm each other. I love house sitting. I still do it. Yes, I started house sitting when I didn't have the money to travel. I Googled, how do you travel with no money? And Google was like, you should be a house sitter. So I did, right? But now I have money to travel, to live. I have the money to live. I'm in Mauritius right now. I'm on an island right now in an Airbnb. And I still house sit. I just finished a house sit around Thanksgiving time in Costa Rica. I may have house sat November into December in Costa Rica. I still do it because I love it. Number one, free place to stay. I will always love a free place to stay. Number two, you get a little company. I like cats. I like dogs. Get a little company. Number three, you get to help other people travel. You get to help other people live out their travel dreams while you live your travel dreams. I love house sitting. I'm going to connect you to a couple of resources. I've done some videos on this channel that explain house sitting a little bit more. But what I would do if I were you, if this sounded interesting, I would download my free new house sitter toolkit at housesit.vicarious.com/toolkit. housesit.vicarious.com/toolkit. I've linked to that link. That link is in the description of this video already. Okay? So I would get my toolkit. Once you get that free download, you'll receive 3 or 4 days of emails from me automatically that answer some house sitting questions, right? I would do that, and then I would just go ahead and join Trusted House Sitters. Inside of the toolkit is my affiliate link for you to join Trusted House Sitters. Trusted House Sitters gives me a commission when you join with my link. So that is my way, that is my thank you for putting you on, right? Just last week, I was like, I am so excited to be the person to put you on to Alicia Renice. This week, I'm so excited to be the person to put you on to house sitting, okay? And this is my affiliate link. If you want to join Trusted House Sitters, use my link. It's not going to cost you anything extra, okay? And then I get some, I can't point at myself on camera. I get some commission, all right? That's what I would do. If you are a friend of animals at all, if you like cats or dogs, you don't even have to like all cats. You don't even have to like all dogs. But if there is an animal that you like, I would get on Trusted House Sitters. Can we do a roll call of who here has house sat? Can we do a roll call? I'm going to guess, let's see, this says 515 people are here. I'm going to guess 50? 515, 50? That's high. 50 would be 10%, right? 5% would be 25. I'm guessing 25, there are probably 25 women in this chat who have house sat, right? And somebody's like, what? I'm just hearing about it for the first time. Welcome, okay? I'm guessing that there are probably 25 women in this chat right now who have gotten free accommodation somewhere in the world because of house sitting for 2 nights or 2 months or somewhere in between. I've actually done house sits longer than 3. I've shared a 6-month house sit with another person. So I've done 3-month house sits before, right? Thank you for that. Thank you, friends. I'm telling you, okay? If you're a Black woman, I love being a person who introduces Black women to house sitting. It's a thing I love about me. Because what a tangible, I can see the result of that. There's like real tangible results from that, or real I, you know, I'm like, as my mom says, one more star in my crown. I'm like, that's another point. More points for me. More points for me. You don't, yeah, okay. You may see in the chat some women who have house sat. Let's see. Every time I try to click on it, okay, so Teresa is sabbatical life, Inverness, Scotland for 4.5 weeks during her sabbatical. I love Scotland. Listen, I haven't been to Scotland. Scotland is a dream place of mine. Scotland is a dream of mine. I would love that, yes. Yoga Bliss Dance, I have. Did it after breakdown, after leaving teaching. Yoga Bliss Dance has house sat. Navis, have you house sat? Is that a yes for you've house sat? Simi has house sat. Rhonda waving her hand. Kat from Rebloom Room, 5-star sitter. Thank you very much. I think Kat, you're on a house sit right now. I think Kat's on a house sit right now. It's confusing. Time is funny. So it was recent. If not right now, then very recently. Navis, me. Yes, okay. Donna says the toolkit is life-changing. It's really helpful. I put together a really helpful tool. Okay, Drea, roll call. Crystal in England right now on a house sit. Okay, I haven't seen the house, I don't think, but I did see the rolling estate. Am I right about that, Crystal? I saw the dog running and would look to be a backyard, which looked to be the backyard of an estate. Am I right? I may have misinterpreted what I saw, but that is what I think I saw. A dog in a backyard that was rolling. A rolling estate, okay? All right? And Tori has had a house sitter. Tori has had someone come and house sit for her. Alma has house sat for her godmother. Doesn't have to be for a stranger. Yvonne McBride, Lit Life. Hey, Yvonne, raising her hand. Yvonne has house sat. Anita, the global granny, has done a house sit. Jasmine B. Hi, Jasmine. I have. Jasmine has house sat. Okay, I'm not counting. The classy hacker has house sat. Rhonda wrapping up a year-long sit this week. Okay, listen. Y'all got to do a little more bragging for me, okay, please? A little more bragging, please, okay? Wow, Rhonda, that's amazing. Do you want to tell us where it is? Amina has house sat, okay? So I didn't count, but I'm guessing we've gotten close to 25 already. 25 women in the chat who have house sat. And Crystal says the neighbor has horses. I saw the backyard. I'm like, that's a manor house. She's not showing the whole house because you probably don't want to show people's houses, you know, it's privacy and whatnot. But I'm like, that's a manor. Crystal is on a manor. This is not it's not a little apartment. Nothing's wrong with an apartment. but she was on an estate. Okay, Crystal says yes, an estate. Okay. Through trusted house sitters, because I saw you tag them on the post. This is what house sitting can be. House sitting can be your spring break. If you need spa time, right? Either you can house sit for people who have a hot tub and do some DIY spa stuff, call a masseuse over, or just go to the hotel and get the spa services and then come back to the house sit, right? If you need time in the countryside, one of the things that I want to do over the next spring is write some fiction. You know, I want to write fiction. I want to write about a house sitter who solves crime. So one of the things I want to do this spring is sit somewhere and write some fiction, write some stuff that's not related to this work, right? Whatever your thing, you can create that while you're house sitting. Can couples house sit? Absolutely. Tanaj and Tino on Instagram and YouTube. They have a YouTube channel as well. TENAJ_Tino have house sat as a couple, or do right? They are van life. I think they're van lifers. I think they're permanently in the van, but they do house sits when they want to live in a house. Right? They house sat before the van life and in the middle of the van life. So couples, yes. I'm trying to think of H&D Abroad on YouTube. So D, are y'all here? So D, I believe they've house sat together. I know she has house sat. Let me link to their YouTube channel. I know D has house sat. It's really hard because once I know your government name, all I'm doing right now is trying not to say their government names. It's really a hard thing. It's really a hard thing. H&D Abroad, she has definitely house sat several times, but I believe they've house sat together. Let me link to their channel in general. They're a couple. Let me link to their channel in general, but I think maybe I can find a video quickly. House sit, HOUSESIT. Why house sitting works. Oh, look at this. Okay, so I'm behind. 3 weeks ago, they made a video with 3 couples. Okay, copy. Hello. Okay. Let me link to that. Yes, so the answer to that is yes, but I'm trying to give you undisputable visual evidence, okay? I want you to have undisputable visual evidence that couples house sit, that families house sit. Anybody here house sat with a child? I believe I will tell you that next week I'm talking to Diamond, who has house sat with her granddaughter. I think I can say that. I don't know for sure. If it doesn't happen, listen, okay, forgive me, but I'm pretty sure we're talking next week. People house sit with children, people house sit with spouses, people house sit with pets, people house sit with friends, relatives, whatever. You're house sitting for other people, right? They're human, individual people. Whatever y'all agree to is what y'all agree to, right? So, yes. Okay. Hi, Mo. I'm live mostly Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and I send out a text message before the live stream if you don't want to try to remember that, okay? I am not good at remembering things anymore. I've given up trying to remember things, so I go with clues and cues. One of the cues that I'm passing to you is I will send you a text message 10 minutes before the live stream, so you don't have to try to remember that it's live stream time. If you text the word YouTube to 888-403-4465, you'll get a text before I go live, okay? Let me take that off your plate. Let me take that remembering off your plate. I'll send you a text. I think there are probably 400 or 500 women or people who I text before the live stream. They get that mass text that goes out so that they don't have to remember. You're welcome to join that list. If you're watching the replay, that link, the phone number is in the description of this video, right? Just go to the description, you'll see it. Okay? Busy Diva Views, this is my grown-up spring break in more ways than one. Okay, good, good. Yeah, okay, so we're talking today about creating a time, right? So the things I think that make up a spring break and a grown-up spring break. Time for you to do something you enjoy in a place you want to be with people you want to be with, even if that people you want to be with is you, right? So I hope by the time this is over, I'm pretty much out of things to say, but I hope by the time this video is over, you have a spring break on your calendar, whether it's 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months. I hope so, where you're not focused on work and also you're not focused on other people, right? And what they have for you to do. I hope so, okay? Missy, I love getting my text messages on Saturday. Yeah, let me take some stuff off your plate. I am not trying to remember things anymore. I'm 49 and 3/4. I'm done trying to remember stuff. Give me reminders. Thank you. I've created a reminder for you. Junket, where are you? Wherever Junket is, they haven't changed time yet. Yeah, so the US changes time zones. I guess you must be in Mexico because Mexico does it later, right? Or who changes time later? I think Clarice in Jamaica, I think Jamaica changes time later or something. I don't know, girl. I don't know. Another thing I'm not going to try to remember. Another thing I'm not going to remember. And Deborah Austin, my husband and I completed 7 sits from September 27th to February 25th. All 5 stars. Congratulations. This allowed us to put aside the money to move to Ecuador. We flew out on February 26th. Deborah, congratulations. Well done. Thank you for sharing this. Way to go. Way to go. That's amazing. I'm not kidding when I say let house sitting, use it. Use house sitting for your benefit, whatever that is. Use it. It's there for you too. That's wonderful. Deborah, are you inside the Exodus Summit Facebook group? And if you are, do you mind creating a little post, sharing some more about this? Seriously. Either about the house sitting or about Ecuador or both? Thank you. Yes, use it. It can be, house sitting can be, look, I got to get out of this house for 24 hours, okay? Or house sitting can be, we are not paying rent for October, November, December, January, and February, okay? Now, instead of paying rent October, November, December, January, February, they paid for a Trusted House Sitters membership. The highest price membership is not even, I think the highest price is not $200. Let's say it is $200. $200 to not have to pay rent October, November, December, January, February? Sleep on it if you want to, okay? Hesitate longer if you want to. That's amazing. Use these things to your advantage. Use an advantage to your advantage. That's amazing. We all agree. We all agree. Use an advantage to your advantage. An advantage is knowing about house sitting and being a friend of animals. Knowing about house sitting and being able to take care of a cat or a dog. That's an advantage that will pay off if you let it. Be quick to take advantage of an advantage. I worked for a company that had a banner hanging up in the cafeteria. Be quick to take advantage of an advantage. There are people out here on Instagram flexing like they own some amazing home somewhere. It's a house sit. They're house sitting. Right? Somebody has stayed at Crystal's estate, the estate that Crystal's house sitting on right now. Somebody has stayed there before and posted it on Instagram as if it was either their home or their vacation home or something. It's a house sit, right? They have the advantage of knowing that house sitting exists. Take advantage of an advantage. We all agree. That's great. That's fantastic. Oh, and Maria's heading to Germany. I'm out of here. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Is this a graduate program, undergraduate? Do you want to share a little bit more? Yes, we're begging, please share about Ecuador a little bit more, if you don't mind. Deborah, thank you. So you're the second Deborah I know who's moved to Ecuador. Do you know Deborah Valerie? Deborah Valerie in maybe Cuenca, Ecuador? Premium is $259. Thank you. Thank you. I should know that. I should know the numbers. Listen, whatever it costs is worth it. So serious. Whatever it costs is worth it, right? If you know you're going to actually apply for house sits, it's worth it. Now, if you think you might buy this membership and then never apply for a house sit, then it's not worth it. Okay? But if you know you're going to apply for house sits, you're going to use the letter that I give you in my toolkit. My new house sitter toolkit includes the actual email pitch letter, right? So on Trusted House Sitters, you see a house sit that you like, then you hit on the button right there on the platform. You hit the button to apply for that house sit. There's a place for you to communicate with them, to leave them a letter, an email, right? You can use the email that I use. You're going to have to change it, right? Because your name's not Stephanie. You're going to have to change it, but you'll have the template, the actual email that I use. If you know that you're going to apply for house sits, you're going to use the email that I use, and you're going to agree to house sit for somebody, then you're getting your money's worth. You're going to get your money's worth. And frankly, it doesn't even matter if you do one house sit a year or 10. One house sit, $259. Have you stayed in a hotel lately? Right? One house sit will give you $259 worth. But you can also do more than one. I had a period of 11 months where I house sat back to back to back to back to back for 11 months. I house sat in 3 or 4 different towns in Mexico. I house sat in the Bay Area. I flew across to London and then Amsterdam. 11 months of house sitting back to back for that $259 membership. 11 months. I tried to remember, I tried to calculate how many days I paid for, but let's say I paid for 1 month of accommodation out of that 11-month block. Because there's a couple days here, a couple days there. Still, 11 months of accommodation for $259, right? Teresa, one house sit. Now that house sit was in Scotland, an expensive place. Scotland, Ireland, the UK, they're expensive, okay? One house sit in Scotland, I think it was worth it. Scotland was expensive as hell. Yes, it was the only way I could go. That's right. That's right. Use these advantages to your advantage. I keep turning the air on and off and on and off. I can't figure out how to get it to a temperature I like, so I just turn it off and on over and over. Right? So utilize that. Let it work for you like it's worked for other people. So there have been people here. So we just talked to Deborah, we just saw from Deborah on the screen who did months of house sitting with her husband. But also there's somebody here who did, a couple nights, house sat for a couple of nights. Use it the way you need to use it, right? It doesn't have to be the way that I do it or somebody else does it. It can be in your own city, in your own town. You just need a break. Take a break. Okay? Do people pay me to house sit? House sits that I get through Trusted House Sitters are unpaid. You're getting free accommodation. House sits through these platforms, Trusted House Sitters, House Carers, Mind My House, they're unpaid. Now, care.com and rover.com are places where you can get paid to house sit, but you need to be in your country. You need to have legal right to work in that country, right? So Rover is in the UK, for example. But you can't, if you don't have a legal right to work in the UK, you can't house sit for money in the UK, right? Because I talk about house sitting as a way to travel, I hardly ever talk about the paid platforms, but there are paid platforms. Care.com and Rover are the two that I know. I talked to someone not too long ago on this channel who house sat on care.com. I don't remember who it was. So if you want to house sit in your neighborhood, right, in your city, then those are places where you can get paid to house sit. The other way to get paid to house sit is to book the house sit yourself. Find your own clients. If you find your own clients wherever they are in the world, you can charge them what you want, right? Find your own clients. Now, do you know how to do it? And are you going to be are you going to have any insurance protections if things go wrong? No. Okay. That's why I still house sit through trusted house sitters, because I'm covered. I'm covered. The client is covered. The pet is covered. The kitchen is covered if I burn their kitchen down, right? Where it's covered. But you can charge people what you want. When you're a house sitter, charge people what you want. If you find the client yourself, that's the difference. Finding a client on trusted house sitters means you're unpaid. You're just getting the free place to stay. But that free place to stay can be Scotland, right? It can be Mexico. It can be South Africa. It can be the Netherlands. I house sat in Amsterdam, right outside of Amsterdam, right? So do it. Care.com and Rover. You can get paid to house sit, but you need to be eligible to work in that country. And you need to have an address. So, like, I live in Delaware. My address is in Delaware. My driver's license is a Delaware driver's license, but I wanted paid house sits in the Bay Area. And so I had to fake it. I had to fake an address. It was not worth it. Not worth it for the little 20 some dollars an hour that I ended up getting paid. Wasn't worth it. Yeah. Okay. Kemi uses Rover. I drop my dog off and take off. I've thought about having a Rover pet sitter to make money. I've thought about being a pet sitter. You use Rover you drop your dog off to a Rover sitter, and you've thought about being a Rover sitter. Yeah. Rover is fine if you're in that city. What I find with Rover, even today, it took me, I guess, I probably just deleted the app on my phone maybe a year or two ago. Well into the pandemic, I still had the Rover app on my phone, and it was a lot of nonsense, right? Like, you're not looking for a pet sitter. A lot of time wasting. That was my experience with Rover. May not be everybody's. That may be a Delaware thing. I don't know. A lot of time wasting. But the person I talked to about care.com, who I don't recall, I don't remember who that was. Um, Thank you. The one, I don't remember who that was, but she had success on care.com. Okay, Deborah says she did post, and she'll go back and bump it in the Exodus Summit Facebook group. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. The Exodus Summit Facebook group is a Facebook group for Black women who are interested in sabbaticals, career breaks, moving abroad, right? If you're interested in bopping around as a nomad, if you're interested in some variation of this life, interested in it, even if you're not actively planning it, join us in the Exodus Summit Facebook community, exodussummit.com/community. More than 14,000 women. We may have crossed over to 15,000 Black women in this community right now. It's a place where we ask and answer questions. It's a place where we share our wins and our failures. It's a place where we form community. We get to know each other. You find women who are in your place or in the place you're going to. You meet up with them. Matter of fact, there are 3 different meetups happening today. 3 different meetups. Rashida and I love when the women from Exodus Summit meet up, but also, like, we can't go. How dare you have fun when you know we can't meet you? But enjoy. I believe there's a meetup right now this week, today in New York City, in Columbia, South Carolina, and was it Houston? I think Houston. 3 meetups happening today, at least, right? So if you're into this conversation and you're into Black women who are into this conversation, you should be in the Exodus Summit Facebook community. If you're a Black woman, and if Facebook can make it clear that you're a Black woman, right? If you've tried to get in and you have not been able to get into the Exodus Summit Facebook group, it's probably because your profile doesn't make it clear that you're a Black woman, right? Because we're serious about that. We mean it. Okay. Okay, Kemi says she's had good experiences with Rover. Only had good experiences with Rover. Uses the same sitter every time. Okay, good. Yeah, I believe there's a New York City meetup today, Crystal. It's not too late. Go look in the group. How long will it take me to find it? Go look in the group. ExodusSummit.com/community. What do I look for? I can't figure it out. This Facebook app, I'm like, when is the last time I've opened this thing on my phone? None of this looks familiar. I'm just looking to make sure that there's a meetup today in New York City before we go. Houston, Columbia, New York City Metro. No, no, March 27th. I'm sorry, Crystal. I'm sorry to scare you. March 27th, New York City Metro meetup. Okay, get inside the Exodus Summit community, hang out, hang out, hang out. Okay, and meet people, right? So I said one of the things that I do best is introducing Black women to house sitting. I'm really proud of that. One of the things that Exodus Summit does best is it connects Black women to each other. It helps Black women form community, friendships, chosen sisterhood, right? Yes, we get Black women out of the country. We help Black women take sabbaticals, move abroad, house sit, bop around as a nomad. But even more important, we get Black women connected, right? When we go to meetups, what we see is Black women love each other through meeting through the Exodus Summit community, right? You be looking at them like, oh, how do y'all? I swear, here's how it goes down. We were just together in Cape Town. There were 100 Black women together in Cape Town, South Africa for a meetup. And so I would go to leave my little hotel room and go to the hotel breakfast, right? Most of the women at this meetup stayed at the hotel. Go to the breakfast, and you see two women like deep in conversation, having a wonderful time. These are friends. These are not just, women who happen to be at the same conference, right? These are friends. And I'd be like, oh, how do y'all know each other? And they'd be like, through Exodus Summit. Like, come on, Stephanie, ask a better question. She was my accountability partner from Exodus Summit 2021. Or we both went to a meetup in Jacksonville. Or we just met in the Facebook group before we came here. Or we just met here yesterday on an excursion. A thing that we do best, the thing that we do best is we put Black women together, right? Those connections, those bonds, that sisterhood, that love will be lifelong. And we're so proud of it. We're so proud of that. It's amazing. Okay. All right. So that's what I want. So we've talked, I'm out of things to talk about. We've talked about what we needed to talk about today. Getting a spring break on your calendar, no matter how long or short. Doing something that you enjoy in a space that you will be happy to be in with someone you want to spend time with. I think those are the ingredients for a grown-up spring break that you will be able to add to your list of favorite experiences ever. And I hope that we've gotten something on the calendar. We've talked about how the when, right? The when is just before June 21st. The where is wherever you want to be. Doing what you want to do is doing what you want to do. It doesn't really matter what you like to do. Just do it, right? What you like to do might be smelling the lavender in Provence. Okay. What you might like doing is following a musician somewhere. Okay. Going to music festivals or an art show. It might be anything. It can be anything, right? It might be a road trip. Like I said, for me, a road trip is an event on its own. It doesn't even have to be to anywhere or doing anything. It might be you sitting in a cabin writing, cabin in the woods, a cabin on a ship, a cabin in a yacht, right? Whatever. Doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, where you want to do it, with whom you want to do it. Spring break for grown-ups. That's it. Those are the ingredients. We just talked about how to make it more affordable. Trusted house sitters is one way. Doing it in your house is another way. Doesn't have, if you don't want it to be affordable, don't worry about that then. You can book yourself at the most expensive hotel you can find, at a spa, or at a yeah, spa. You can go to a retreat. Oh, matter of fact, friends, okay. So this is not going to be easy because you can't link things in the chat. But anyone want to give us the name of your retreat, when it's happening, where it's happening, who it's for? I know it's going to be real hard. It's going to be a real hard thing to do in the chat. But if you are hosting a retreat this year, I know we're talking about spring break, but whenever. If you're hosting a retreat this year, do you want to share information? You can't put the link. If you put the link, none of the comment is going to show up. YouTube has banned other people from dropping links. Only me and the admin for this channel can drop links. But anyone want to drop, you can give us the name of your retreat, when it is, where it is, who it's for, and then people can hopefully take screenshots and find them. Google you. Anybody want to do that? If you have, some of you, your retreat might be full. I know that Kat and Kathy, Kat is Rebloom Room and Kathy is Wellside Retreats. They are hosting a retreat in Mexico City called Relax, Connect, Restore, I think, in Mexico City. If we have time, I can actually find the link. I know that Adelia and Ivana are hosting their retreat in North Carolina, I think in April, May. Let's see. Relax. I'm on the wrong page for the retreat. I'm on the Ask a Question page. How do I find just the main home page? Boom, boom. No. Oh, let's go to her Instagram. Rebloom. Do y'all still have space? Yeah, so this is another spring break valid, more than valid. Relax, connect, explore. I was almost there. This is another, retreats are another super valid way to spring break because it's all put together for you, okay? It's already done. All right. Oh, I'll be talking about that on Rashida's channel tomorrow. Okay, good, Kat. Okay, good. Okay. And then Adelia's retreat, reclaim the retreat, is the next one is happening in the Carolinas, 2024. April, it is in April. Also in April in North Carolina, reclaim the retreat. There, thank you. All right, these are valid. Like, valid is not the word I'm looking for. These are ways to get your spring break in. Okay, get your spring break on. Please, okay? Please. I'm asking you nicely. All right? I'm asking you nicely. Friend, it's not fun. I'll be like, well, I'm just going to say some words that sound close. Yesterday, I was trying to recall Sharice Brower's name, who I know like I know my name. And I was like, her name starts with a C, she. And the woman I was talking to said Sharice Brower. I'm like, thank you, please help me. There's a lot. The older you get, the more stuff you know in here. So there's more in there with an older brain. It's kind of unfair. It's kind of unfair. It's kind of unfair. All right. So Rashida's channel is Rashida Dow on YouTube. So let me go ahead and link to that so you can hear about Kat's retreat tomorrow. Let me drop the link to Rashida's channel. You will want to just go ahead and subscribe to it now if you haven't already. Most of you are already subscribed. But go ahead, you click on the link now and then subscribe and turn on notifications to Rashida's channel so that tomorrow when they're live, which is normally 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Sundays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, when she's live tomorrow, you can hear about this retreat in Mexico City, which is a delightful place. The citiest city in the world. You're welcome, Dia. Okay. All right, Sandra, we cruised from Trinidad and Tobago to St. Lucia. Wonderful. Yeah, like cabins are cabins. Your cabin might be in the woods. Your cabin might be on a cruise ship. It's all cabins. It all counts. Okay? All right. So how did we do? Gay is telling us that WAG is a paid house sitting platform as well. One I've never used and I've never heard anyone say they used. I've worked for them for 9 years. I can sit wherever I go. Gay, do you mind emailing me, Stephanie@vicarious.com, if you'd like to talk with me about it sometime on my YouTube channel? Because that's a platform I've never used, and so I don't have any, I can't help people. If you want to talk sometime about house sitting on my YouTube channel, would you mind emailing me, Stephanie@vicarious.com, and in the subject line, say something about YouTube guest. Thank you. Yeah, Crystal, I'm about to give up on remembering most things. Yes, right. Unnecessary stress. Unnecessary stress. I don't, I don't need it in my life. I don't need to remember things. Oh, there's a lot of things I don't need anymore. I don't need winter weather. I'm done with them. I don't need high heel shoes. Done with them. Done, done. Okay, how did we do? How did we do? Anybody go from 0 to planning a spring break? Anybody stuck? I will keep you posted on Connie Perry's and my month of Connie. I'll keep you posted. But she sounds excited about Provence, so thank you for that. Yeah, we'll keep you posted. I'm giving you time to type some stuff in the chat. Okay? I'm giving you time because that's all I came to talk about. If anybody has gone from I wasn't planning to take a spring break, but now I have one on my calendar and here's what I'm going to do, my work is done. Okay? If nobody has done it yet, then maybe I need to talk some more. But if it's happened, my work is done. And at 7:30 p.m. in Mauritius, I do have a 9 p.m. coaching call. Part of the problem, I've enjoyed being ahead of Eastern Time. I've enjoyed being ahead of Eastern Time more than I enjoy being behind Eastern Time, right? Being a business owner who does coaching calls and stuff. It's better to be ahead of Eastern Time than behind it, in my opinion, especially Pacific Time, right? Central Time and Eastern Time, 1 hour difference is not that big of a deal, but 3 hours behind Eastern Time is too much, I think. It's too much. So I've enjoyed being ahead of it, except that for me to have any availability on my calendar, I have days right now where I'm available to start coaching at 9 p.m. So I have a coaching call today at 9 p.m. Yesterday I had one at 7 or 8. And that's just how it's going to be. It's not terrible. It just means that I haven't been on an early morning schedule. I really like to be on a very, very early morning schedule, and I'm not. I'm not waking up like at 6 or 7. I'm not waking up until 8 here. But that's how it is. That's how it is. Okay. Nobody. So I don't have anybody in the chat who's saying she's now planned a spring break that she wasn't planning on taking. So I guess I failed. Crystal, I'm having spring, summer, fall, and winter break from now on. Crystal is out of here. Staycation counts. Staycation counts, right? All we're talking about is time on a schedule, time on your calendar, where you're in a place that you want to be in, doing something you want to do with somebody you want to be with, right? Staycation counts. No just. There's no, it may just be a staycation. There's no just about it. That counts. That counts. That's my only requirements, right? There was no get on a plane requirement, no pull out your passport requirement, none of that. Be where you want to be, doing what you want to do, with who you want to do it with, for some time. That's it. That counts. Anita says the month of Connie will be cool. Thank you. We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. Okay. Okay. Mildred says she's planning on it. Okay. She's planning it. Okay, good. And Michelle. Hi, Michelle. I've definitely given you some things to think about for your own spring break. Okay. I always thought of it as a big vacation, but now I'm definitely going to reframe that and put some dates on the calendar. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you mean that and you're not just saying that to make me feel better. I hope you mean it. I hope you mean it, and I hope some more of us do. I hope some more of us do that. Okay. Lisa Gray. I did. Okay. Spending not only spring break, but my birthday house and cat sitting in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Wonderful. April 13th through 26th. First time spending my birthday outside of the country. Can't wait. Wonderful. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Okay, and Donna, 0 to planned. First week of April. Day trips for a whole week so we can sleep at home. Yes. Wonderful. Okay, thank you, Donna. Okay, Donna wins. Donna is the winner. Okay, 0 to planned. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Okay, so success. Today was a success. Okay, and Kemi, I'm going to do a staycation near a lake March 29th through 31st. Wonderful. Wonderful one. Wonderful. Okay, and Drea, I have a plan now. Thank you, Drea. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Trevina, hi. I'm looking up flights now. Had no intention before this video. Okay, good. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. I hope that you use it to your advantage. Take a spring break and use it to your advantage. To me, right, a spring break is this time when you do what you want and you're not at work or school, right? Do what you want and you're not at work or school. Use that time to enjoy yourself, to enjoy your life. We don't want to only plan for the big stuff. We don't want to only plan for the career break, for the move abroad. We also want small pauses, small breaks. Octavia Rahim talks about the pause. We want small pauses in our life, or the habits take over, right? That everyday habits take over. And next thing you know, where has time gone? I'm a real victim of that. Where has time gone? Even this week. So Rashida left here last Saturday, right? So I've been in this house by myself for a week. Feels like 3 days. I haven't done anything. I haven't done any of the stuff on my list. I went to the grocery store to buy ingredients to make pho, which I've never made before. I've decided I now eat soups for breakfast because when I was in Vietnam, I loved it. I love that you go and get pho for breakfast. I loved it. Bought some ingredients to make it 3 days ago. Thankfully, I put the beef in the freezer, not in the refrigerator, because I guess I knew that I wasn't going to make it right away. Still haven't made it. Where does the time go? My habits, my routines make my time move so fast. Make the days and the weeks just float by. And then I look up and I haven't done the stuff I want to do, which for me often means enjoying myself. We don't want those habits to take over. I don't, right? I don't want the routine to take over. We need the break. We need breaks and pauses. I need them. I think you need them. We need them. Because one day we're going to look up. It's going to be over. We need pauses in those routines to like reset. Okay. Dawn, I did plan it because of you. Okay. Thanks, Dawn. Cheers to you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Yeah. Where is time going? I don't know. Evie said she was already doing a staycation this month. Now she may add a vacation to it. Thinking and plotting. Yeah, we need some pauses. We need the breaks. Because life is just going to keep going, keep rolling. And it's not going to give us a break. Life doesn't give you a break, you take a break. You got to force the break, right? Life does not give you a break, it keeps on moving. Okay. And we love Donna's day trips. We love the idea, right? The things that you enjoy doing with people you enjoy doing it with, or a person, or yourself. We love the idea. Oh, haiku. I'm baking sweet potato brownies on a farm with ingredients I didn't pay for. Oh, enjoy. Enjoy. What a wonder. That sounds like a delightful day. That sounds delightful. Yes, Roshni is Glamazini. Roshni says, all my breaks are intentional small pauses because I can't fit in the big breaks. That's right. Yes, they count. We are quick to discount something because it's not the big thing. But the little, it counts. The pauses, the small breaks, staycations, whatever, they count. Any opportunity to pull yourself out of the routine and pull other people out of the routine of relying on you, they count. I don't discount. I try my hardest not to discount what the smaller version of a thing. Right. Now, if you tell me you're taking a 6-week career break, I will tell you, okay, no, good, but make it 12 weeks instead. Okay. That I'm going to tell you that. Okay. But that doesn't mean a 6-week break doesn't count. Right. That doesn't mean a 6-hour something doesn't count. In fact, I'm thinking about, okay, I told you I was done, but I'm thinking about, so, I have the Patreon community. We talked to Alicia Renice just last week. Got some new Patreon members. Thank you for that. Um, the Patreon community gives money to the Vicarian Sabbatical Fund. The Vicarian Sabbatical Fund gives money to Black women to take a sabbatical. Alicia Renice is our second person that we're giving money to. We've already given her some money for her sabbatical, and we'll give her some more as we get it. And I'm thinking about adding a newsletter onto it. And I'm thinking about calling the newsletter the 6-Minute Sabbatical, right? It's this little mini pause in your inbox. That's all I got so far. But so if you're already a Patreon member, you may very well start seeing an email every week called the 6-Minute Sabbatical, which will just be something in your inbox designed for you to pull it up and do that for 6 minutes. Pause and do something. Maybe it'll be a video sometimes maybe it'll be a song, maybe sometimes it'll be a blog post or someone else's like story or something. But I'm thinking about doing that. The 6-minute pause once a week, at least, right? We're going to start there because the small things add up, right? If small damage you do to yourself adds up, something small like buying a pack of honey buns and eating them, if that can add up, then the small good things that you do for yourself can add up as well. The first year that we hosted Exodus Summit, I made a little graphic of Rashida Rashida's face pasted on other women's bodies, and I called it the 6 second sabbatical. It was just hilarious. It's my best work. It's the best thing I've ever put on the internet. It was a little graphic called the 6 second sabbatical, and it was a picture of a woman, of somebody jumping out of an airplane and somebody sitting down in the airport, like just 6 pictures back to back to back. And I pasted Rashida's face on the pictures. And I asked some women the women who attended the summit that first year, I was like, make your own graphic of your 6 second sabbatical. I don't know whatever happened to that, but I've kept the idea of the 6 second or the 6 minute sabbatical in my mind. So I think that that's a thing that's going to start happening in the inbox for people who are Patreon members. The Patreon community is vicarious.com/Patreon. If I can find the link in a reasonable amount of time, I'll share it with you. Here, 3 ways to support, oh shoot, copy, Command C, that's why I say it out loud, paste, okay. 3 ways to support a Black woman on sabbatical. Vicarious.com/sabbatical fund. When you open that up, when you go to that link, excuse me, my voice, I done lost it. When you go to that link, you'll see one of the links is to the Patreon. 6 minutes, what, is 6 minutes too long or too short? A 6 minute email? I think 6 minutes is long enough. You might need to repatriate. I sent an email to the Patreon community sometime last week, so maybe, or the week before, maybe 10 days or so ago. If you got an email from the Patreon community over the last couple of weeks, then you're still a member. What goes on in the Patreon? I'm glad you asked that, Tiffany. Nothing. The Patreon community, here's what the Patreon community is. The Patreon community is a way for you to monthly give money towards a Black woman's sabbatical. The Patreon members are given a link to join the Discord community where you can talk with each other. The Discord community does things together. I am not all that involved. Okay, so like Jessica hosts co-working. I think they're still doing co-working four times a day at least, 4 times a week, 4 days a week, co-working on Zoom. And there are other Discord channels, they're called servers, Discord channels where there's communication happening on the regular, but I'm not involved. The only thing that you're promised when you join the Patreon community is that you are giving money to a Black woman's sabbatical. Any community or activity that happens is just not accidental, but additional, right? The Patreon community exists to give money to Black women on sabbatical. But there is a Discord, and if you want to meet Black women who are into this thing and chat with them throughout the day, you're welcome to. My Discord, let's see, yesterday, so oh, look at that, Natasha. Okay, Natasha, if you're here, I'll fix it. So Natasha's in the Discord, but she can't see things, right? So I'm trying to show you, like, these are the Discord messages from Monday and Tuesday, right? This many messages. I don't know why I'm showing you that, right? But this is how many messages, it's not like people are chatting all day, every day. It's a community of women who like each other and know each other, hang out on Zoom, sometimes in co-working, and then make sure that they know that they want to give money for sabbaticals. We gave money to artist Maisha Francis, January of 2023. We gave her $25,000 for her sabbatical in Rwanda. And we've committed to give Alicia Renice $25,000. We've sent her 1 payment already. So, which is we're doing it in 3 chunks, three chunks. So we've sent her the first 1/3 already. Yeah. So I'm trying to be clear. The Patreon is not about me doing stuff. It's not about come and I'll show you behind the scenes, this and that. It's not that. It's, I want to give money for a Black woman sabbatical. I'm joining this Patreon. But I do think the newsletter, thanks, Erika. I do think the newsletter is a good idea. I do. Like I said, I have a lot that I'm supposed to be doing, and instead I'm coming up with new things to add on. My book launch is coming. It's around the corner. My book, Job Detox, A Framework for Black Women to Stop Striving and Get Free, is available for pre-order on Shopify. Did you know that? Some of y'all do, some of y'all don't. Job Detox is available for pre-order if you want your digital copy for Kindle or, you know what, an ebook, the digital version. Paperback is not yet available for pre-order. That's a thing that I need to be doing instead of making an Instagram for my robe. It's the thing I need to be doing instead of making an Instagram for this kimono, is getting that paperback ready for the pre-order. Yeah, things are going on, but lots of new ideas, lots of new things happening, lots of new ways for you and us to contribute, for us to make the world that we want, right? I told y'all, I've been meditating on the card from the affirmation deck from the NAP ministry. And the card I love is another world is possible. And so I've been working on ways for us to create that world today. Instead of being cynical and saying, it's messed up, it's always going to be messed up. We can make a world where Black women are supported. If we do that, if we do it, then we have it. And so I've been thinking of ways for us to do it, right? To do it in the world, so that we have it, so that it can go from impossible to possible just by our actions. And one of those actions is paying Black women to not work for an amount of time. That is another world that is possible. So I've just been pondering. There will be an audiobook, but no time, I don't have any time commitment for that. The paperback and digital versions will be out April 15th. The audiobook, probably not until my birthday, which is July 5. I guess that's the time. That's the time. Audiobook, probably not until July 5, my birthday. Yes, I wrote a book. Well, truth be told, I'm still working on drafts of the book. When is it done? Somebody tell me that. When is it done? I'm still working on drafts. But yeah, the pre-order is up. If you know you want the digital version, you can get the digital version now. The pre-order is there. Vicarious.com/job detox. Okay? Yes, another world is possible. But we have to do it. We have to do it. We can't just want it. We have to do it. So I'll be thinking about how to do it. How do you do it? One thing at a time. If we can show Black women that they're supported, Black women who want a break, even if you don't need a break, you just want a break. If we can show Black women they're supported, we've created another world, right? If just like house sitting, just like when I said, I bet there are 25 of us who have house sat, right? Did the little roll call. That created another world for somebody. Another world is now possible for somebody today because she found out that Black women are out here house sitting for free accommodation all over the world. And once she does it, she not only is another world possible, she is living a new life. Ask me how I know, right? So I've just been thinking about how to do it. How do we do it? And how do we do it more and better? I think the Vicarian Sabbatical Fund has the potential to send I thought it this year, but I didn't do it this year. For the end of last year, I said we have the potential to send 3 women on sabbatical in 2024, but I didn't do anything differently to make that happen. I didn't do it. I thought it's possible, but I didn't do it. How do we change this to a $75,000 per year thing instead of, it's been a $25,000 per year thing. Your contributions plus my contributions in 2022 added up to $25,000, which we gave to Maisha at the very beginning of 2023, right? And I said, we can triple that. We can triple that, right? We're a generous group of people. We can, it's possible. I didn't do what needed to be done for that to happen. In 2024, I don't know. But I know for 2025, I know we can do it. We can get to that. But we're gonna have to do that, right? Anyway, y'all are with me. You understand what I'm saying. My voice, my throat may not be with me, but y'all are with me. Haiku, I wrote a manuscript. It's still not published. You're doing good. Let's get it. If you want to publish it, let's publish our stuff around the same time. Do it. Thank you, friends, for pre-ordering. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. But yeah. Chloe, house sitting as we speak in San Miguel de Allende. Wonderful. While getting my permanent residency. Congratulations, Chloe. Wonderful, right? I'm pretty sure, right? We're down to 445 people, but I'm pretty sure we've had 25 people who have house sat in this chat today. I may go back. I always go back and rewatch the video anyway. So I may go back and count from the roll call and see how many. But I'm pretty sure, based on what I know about this community, because y'all been out there, y'all been house sitting, okay? Based on what I know, I'm pretty sure that's 5%. I think so. I think so. I think so. Okay, all right. So about an hour ago, I said I was out of stuff to talk about. I believe this is what Glamazzini be talking about when I say, I think it's going to be a short video. And then, dear friends, it was not a short video. But thank you very much for being here with me. I'm going to try to recover some of my voice for my coaching call, which happens in about an hour and 15 minutes. And then that'll be the end of my day, but most of you are just starting yours. I hope your Saturday is restful. I hope your Saturday is beautiful. I hope your Saturday is peaceful. I hope your Saturday is what you need. I hope it gives you what you need. I hope it gives you a chance to decompress. I hope it gives you a chance to do things that you love in a place you love to be in with people you love to do it with. I hope that's what your Saturday is. I hope that's what your spring is. Thank you for if it's one thing I know how to do, it's church. Okay? I might not know how to do a whole lot, but I know how to do church stuff. Okay, I'm a very churchy person. One thing I know how to do is hold a church service. Oh, wait. I just rolled past something that I think I should, let's see, do a poll on the community page about the, Nirel, is this about, hi Nirel, first of all, hi. Is this about you're saying do a poll about the newsletter? Is that what you mean? I think that's what you mean. I think so. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Saturday, have a wonderful one. Thank you for starting it with me, or if you're not in the U.S., Halisi, thank you for dropping in. Crystal, right? Anita, those of you who are not on the Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific time zones, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful Saturday. Get what you need from this day. Because, listen, Time is moving fast. Okay. Okay. Thank you for joining in. Remember, the links to stuff that we talked about are in the description of this video. Go ahead and click on the description if you need a link that we talked about previously. And remember to hang out with Rashida and Kat tomorrow on Rashida's live stream at 11 Eastern Time so that you can hear about the retreat. Relax, connect, the other word. I just knew it. I knew it just a second ago. Relax, connect. You'll find out tomorrow. Okay. I don't need to spoil it anyway. You'll find out tomorrow. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, friends. Have a wonderful day. Bye.